feel like we might see that. Oh, that's a Doomscar. Yeah, that's going to get us pretty good, honestly. If we pat the Stoneforge Mystic, we lose Aria of Flame.
Today on Commander Replay, we're back with some more Feather and find out just how strong she can be in 2021. Next on Commander Replay. Help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipaTX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some more Feather the Redeemed today. Take a look at this opener. No lands. We're going to mulligan that. Into not amazing, but I think we can make this work. Stoneforge Mystic into Mask of Memory. Should be fine. I really want to try this Cloud Key, so I'm probably going to keep this hand against all better judgment. We'll keep this one. Brings it to our turn 1. There's a Path of Exile. At least it's something. Play the Scalding Tarn. Crack a Scalding Tarn. We'll get the Alpine Meadow, since we don't have anything happening. Why not? Having a third fetchable land is really good. Dwarven Mine for opponent. Do need to find one of our card draw Feather spells at some point. Although I guess that's what the mask is for. Iceberg Cantrix. Whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may have target player mill 2 cards. Very interesting. There's a Goldspan Dragon. That's some ramp. Play the Plains. Play the Stoneforge Mystic. Use the Stoneforge Mystic. Just go for a Mask of Memory right here. I forgot to put Sword of the Animist in the deck between games. But you know what? There are enough mana sources now that you may not need Sword of the Animist as much as you used to. Like, it might be more of an option to run it because of things like Goldspan Dragon, because of some of the other new cards like Stormkiln Artist and Burgi. Like, those things are all really, really good. So, you know, running all 3 of those, you may not need Sword of the Animist as much as you normally would for a Boros deck. Glimpse the Cosmos. Look at the top 3, 1 into the hand, rest on the bottom. Iceberg Cantrix. Gonna mill themselves. Interesting. It's a Yorn deck. They play it on the backside. Kaldring the Rime Staff. Tap. You may play target snow permanent card from your graveyard this turn. If you do, it enters tapped. Oh, I see what they're doing. Doing kind of a self-mill thing. I feel like they asked me about this somewhat recently. I feel like we had a discussion about it. They do have some snow stuff, so doing like a snow tribal kind of thing from the graveyard. Seems kind of cool. Keeper of the Accord is a very good Magic card. Play the Windswept Teeth. Crack the Windswept Teeth. Get Plateau. Play Mask of Memory. Equip the Mask of Memory. Let's attack. We'll hit the blue player. Draw with Mask. 2 lands. Let's discard the Boros Garrison. It's kind of awkward. It's a card that I've been starting to cut a little bit more. The only thing really keeping it in decks is to pick up the dual-sided lands from Zendikar. Opponent gets a Goblin. It's a Goblin War Chief. Yep, that was pretty good. It's got haste. Gonna swing our way. Yep, down to 36. See if opponents want to ramp at all. If they do, then Keeper of the Accord starts to look a little better. If they don't, it might just hang out for a second. Vega into play. Yep. Pilfering Hawk into play. From the graveyard. Cantrix triggers. They're going to mill themselves too. Yep. I see what's going on here. Land into the north. Gets a land. Mills themselves again. Well, opponent is ahead of us, so maybe Keeper of the Accord, but it's still early. Keeper of the Accord is really good if you can land it late, like after the board wipes go off. But I guess on the other hand, we have a Goldspan Dragon. Well, we have Bandage now. Okay. So I'm probably just on like Feather and Bandage then. Go to combat. Swing into the red player since they are open. Mask of Memory. We'll draw. Aurelia and Fist of Flames. Those are Magic cards. We'll discard the Rugged Prairie. We'll play a Plains. We'll cast Feather. We're going to go to the end step. Probably still going to have to discard something, but we'll make it work. Cast Bandage. Targeting Feather. Because this will go into exile but we'll end up redrawing. But, yep, there's a land. Man, I don't want to, but probably need to discard this Cloud Key. It's supposed to be in here for instants and sorceries, but honestly, I don't know. Doesn't seem that great from what I'm seeing right now. So, yeah, I'm going to discard the Cloud Key, even though I really wanted to get a look at it. Any way to get that back? I don't think we do. No, not that I'm seeing. Get like Mistveil Plains it. Probably about the only way and have to redraw into it. Might be a little bit too narrow for this deck. Opponent caster commander Zada coming in. Yep, careful with that. They're probably never too far away once Zada's on the battlefield. Uba Mask. If a player would draw a card, that player exiles that card face up instead. Each player may play lands and cast spells from among the cards they exiled. That shuts down card draw pretty good. This can be used in CEDH for certain types of stacks. It's good against wheels and stuff like that. It's also going to be good against our bandage type effects and our Fist of Flames. So we might want to think about getting rid of that. This deck is probably a little bit light on artifact removal. Might have to use the Austere command to do it. Would clean up a couple things. Blizzard Strix. What's this do? It's going to blink our Feather. Feather comes back. Uba Mask. We exile a plane, so we'll just play that planes. Yeah, there's some things. There are some things we can do. I think we need mana, so Goldspan Dragon. And then next turn, if all goes well, we follow it up with Aurelia. Seems really good. Opponent's got a bunch of flyers over there. We should watch out for that. Actually, not a place to get the Stoneforge Mystic in anymore. Although Mask of Memory, way less good with Uba Mask in play, so maybe we don't actually care about it that much. We'll swing into the Zada and the Vega opponents. We get a treasure. We'll just sit on Path and Bandage as needed. If the Zada player looks like they're about to go off, then we'll path the Zada. Goblin War Party.
By the way, if you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe.
That's one I'm sure they wanted. That's not a great situational card. That is, I'm trying to win the game right now. Uba Mask, nasty card. If it came down to it, like if opponent tries to drop a board wipe right here, I might path our own creature. That's a Divine Reckoning. I'm sure they'll play that. No, they don't have the white mana. They got to play Solemn. Well, it's not going to be the Divine Reckoning then. With the Uba Mask in play, I don't think it makes sense to go Bandage on Goldspan Dragon right now because we'll just exile the card we draw, which doesn't seem like the best. Not really going to get a lot done there. Opponent's got an Archmage's Charm on top. Ooh, it counters a spell. Target player draws 2 cards. Gain control of target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Triple blue. It's a little rough to cast, but the Cantric's going to keep self-milling. Yep. Going to tap the staff. We've got quite a few things in the graveyard now. Replicating Ring. Yep. They mill themselves again. Yeah, it seems like it's doing really well. Orin Viper. Rampant Growth. Yeah. Getting that ramp going. Funny story. Uba Mask shuts down Fist of Flames pretty badly. Might be a reason to look over here, get rid of that Uba Mask, because, you know, it slows us down, but it's also hurting our opponents a bit. Like, we're dodging a counterspell, we're dodging this win the game type card, we dodged a Divine Reckoning. That's all good stuff. That's an Enlightened Tutor. Those are pretty good. Play this Plains. Cast this Aurelia. We'll use this treasure to do it. Pull back the Stoneforge Mystic. Aurelia and Goldspan Dragon trigger. Opponent's gonna block our dragon. They go down to 30. Back to combat. We'll go into the Zada player this time. Goldspan gonna make another trigger. Make another treasure. We'll cast the Enlightened Tutor. Yeah, there's some good cards to go get. Those are some good cards. So if the game goes longer, we might still need more mana. Our mana isn't quite where I want it to be. So that's something to think about. Like if a board wipe just shows up, Aria of Flame is not the best to go for, but on the other hand, Aria of Flame is really cool. I just like looking at it, so we'll go for that. Hold up on our spells just because of the exile thing is very awkward. Soul Ring for opponent. There's some mana for them. Solemn Simulacrum. Now they have mana. It's a big land swing. They went from getting an extra land and a Soul Ring. They'll have 3 extra mana when they untap, 4 if they find a land. It's like a big change in your status in the game. Kind of notice that. This card can do that. Like if you're behind, if you pick up 2 or 3 lands in a turn, that drastically changes where you are when you come back to your turn. That's a Rapid Hybridize from opponent. Feel like we might see that. Oh, that's a Doomscar. Yeah, that's going to get us pretty good, honestly. That being the case, that's why I didn't want to just cough everything out onto the board. Path, if we path the Stoneforge Mystic, we lose Aria of Flame. How do I feel about that? That's fine. I think we need to ramp. Like I said, our lands aren't in the best place right now. So Feather Trigger. What do we need? Let's get them. We have a bunch of planes. Let's get a mountain. Bandage on the Goldspan Dragon. This will basically just replace itself, but I guess, well, I don't know if that card draw really helps us at all. Yeah, the treasure just replaces itself. Nah, we kill our Misveil planes is what happens. Bummer. Yep, all the good stuff going down. 2 Solemn triggers in there. Feather back to the command zone. Now we need to find a way to get this Uba Mask out of play. We might have to just play the Austere command and then try to get busy with Fist of Flames and our Bandage. Yeah, I think that's the play. We have enough card draw with those 2 cards that the Uba Mask is going to be a problem. I'll feel really bad about blowing up opponent's mana rocks, but that Uba Mask is trouble. It is trouble. Cards coming back at the end step. Rime Transformation. Fun Snow Enchantment. Conifer Worm coming in. Nice. 4/4 trample. You get +X, where X is the number of snow permanents you control. They control 10. So that could actually be very scary. We might need to path that when the time comes. And he puts a snow enchantment on it. Rime Fusion on there. Yep. Seems good. Brings it back to our turn. That's a Smothering Tithe. Yep, that's the card we need. Cast the Smothering Tithe. I think we have exactly enough to recast Feather. A recast Feather. Opponent gets a land, plays a land. Zada coming back to play. Dissipate. Counterspells. Not great with Uba Mask. Is Smothering Tithe not triggering? Oh, people don't draw because of Uba Mask. Wow. Uba Mask shuts down Smothering Tithe. Did not even realize that. Yeah, we're definitely going to blow up the artifacts this turn then. Probably artifacts and big creatures. Get rid of the Zada also. Get rid of that thing too. Ice Fang Caudal coming into play. Yep. Flash Flying Death Touch. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Death Touch as long as you have snow permanents. Survival of the Fittest on top. You probably got to cast that one. Little too good not to. Opponent makes the thing huge. Yup. We don't have the mana to shoot it, which I thought we were going to have. And it can't be blocked except by snow creatures. This is going to hurt. Here it comes. It's going to cut us in half. 19 damage. Ouch. Brings back to our turn. There's a Gutter Snipe on top. Wow, do I really want that? But it has to be Austere Command. I don't think we have the mana for all of it. So we're going to go artifacts and big creatures. Get rid of that big trampoline thing. Sorry, Delta. Had to get rid of that Uba Mask. It's causing problems for us. Opponent lists their Survival of the Fittest go into exile. That is surprising. We will... Oh, interesting. We can't play the Gutter Snipe anymore. Let's play the Bandage on Feather. It's a Defiant Strike. Excellent. More card draw. Swing into 5 color. Smothering Tithe trigger. And they scoop. Yeah, they're kind of out of it. See what the Vega opponent has. Boots. Boots are fine. Yep, Vega coming our way. You know, we're taking some damage now is actually not a terrible time. Nope, never mind. Never mind. If we target ourselves with that, then we don't get it back. And that's not what we want to do. There was one game where someone was coming at me for exactly 21 with Commander, and I prevented one of it. It was fantastic. I lost soon after that, but it was still fun. Opponent pays for the treasure. Recast the Staff. Yep. And more self-mill. Yep. Woodland Chasm gets a land. Another land. More mill. Brings it back to our turn. There's a land. Lands are good. Play the Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Any enchantments in there? Doesn't look like it. Play the Keeper of the Accord. Play Bandage. There's a land. Play Defiant Strike. There's another land. Play Fists of Flame. There's a Fall of the Hammer. Do we want to use the treasures in that? Not decided yet. Swing into the Vega, I guess. We'll put them in pretty serious commander damage range. Let's slow opponent down, and we'll Fall of the Hammer on the Cantrix. All of our stuff coming back at the end step. We have a full grip. Ooh, nice. If High Arcanist is in suspend, that's a card that I've always wanted to mess around with. Weird old school commander. We get a treasure. If opponent just dropped like a Blackblade Reforged right here, we'd actually be in some trouble. Because we can't shoot it with the Hexproof Monk class. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's their last card. They're going to level it up. That's fine with me. Turn up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Oh, that'll hurt, actually. That will hurt. They're going to bounce the Feather. Yeah, we need to find haste thingy now. That being the case, I guess we'll search for one. Play the Bandage. Haven't found a protection spell yet. There's a Mana Crypt. That'll help a little. Gotta be careful, though. We'll want to win quickly just because our life isn't very high. Feather goes back to the hand. Our Bandage comes back. Rime Feather Owl. It's a 2020. Watch out for that. And a Boreal Druid. It's a 2021. Yep. That may have to get pathed. Keeper of the Accord. We're going to get a land and a token. Those are nice. Get a Plains. There's a Signet. Also helpful. Play a Mountain. Play Mana Crypt. Boros Signet. Filter the colorless mana into the Signet. Cast Feather. Start casting stuff on our other guy, I think. Defiant Strike. There's a land. Bandage. Yeah, I really think, like, I wasn't a big fan of them several years ago, but I think Gutter Snipe, Thermo Alchemist, those type of cards was the Firebrand Archer. I think there's really a place for those now in Feather because of the way you can generate mana that you weren't able to previously. Those cards look much more attractive than they ever used to. Let's get a Fist of Flames. Leonin Light Scribe is interesting. We are running a bit light on mana, though. Oh, this thing is trample. That's cool. Send this into Asgard. They take the hit down to 14. We're going to path our token to get the ramp. I think there's at least 1 plains and maybe a couple mountains. Yeah, let's get a mountain. I'm going to leave the rest of our mana up just to be a little bit flexible. We will definitely have to path the Rime Feather Owl. Everything coming back at the end step. We'll discard the fetch land. Oh, need to get rid of more lands. Sunhome's pretty good. I don't really want to get rid of Sunhome. X-Guard's also pretty good. Discard... Sunhome speeds up our clock a lot. Discard the X-Guard Armory. Makes me sad. We get a treasure. Behold the Multiverse. Scry 2, then draw 2. That's fine. That's from Foretell, so we're going to make some treasures here. They draw another card. We get a bunch of treasures. Let's see if opponent found anything in their cards. There's a land. I'm going to level up to level 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library for as long as it remains exiled. You may cast it, as long as you've cast another spell this turn. Vega, not going anywhere. Path this owl. That thing's terrifying. I know we could wait, but blue deck, they might have a counter, so not interested in getting caught by a counter spell right there. And we can draw some more cards. There's a Doomscar. We'll save a couple treasures. I'm just going to do the bandage right now. A land tax. Cards coming back. Oh, we could totally follow the hammer a bunch of things if we need to. Opponent activates their staff. Yeah. See what they're bringing back. Orin Viper. It's a card. Gutless Ghoul. Sack Outlet. And a snow creature. Opponent decides to leave some mana back. Could be tricky. We're going to get another end step trigger. This is a token. Yep. Keep us safe on the ground. Mana Crypt. Tails. Won the flip. We're just looking for the finisher. We are well set up. Just need the damage to bring it home. Ameria is not that. Play the Sunhome. What I worry about is like letting them go too long. Like I know we can finish up Asgard right here, as long as he doesn't have a swords or a path. Yeah, I mean I guess we just start the daisy chain. In the event that it is a swords or path, we'll start with a bandage on the keeper. It's a waves of aggression. Okay, that's gonna help our clock a lot. Defiant Strike, Crimson Wisp. That was the one we were looking for. Fist of Flames. What we should do is actually Crimson Wisp with that on the stack. There's a Blasphemous Act. Valakut Awakening. Oh my. Oh, if you do that before the other thing goes off, that's crazy. That is... Do we have 3 damage? We have 3 damage. Excellent. That'll be enough. So, Double Strike. I guess worst case scenario, we could play the Leonin Light Scribe, but try to leave a little bit of mana up just in case something goes wrong. Let's swing into 5 color. Yeah, Fist of Flame is a lot better than I initially gave it credit for. It does things. So we have Double Strike, Haste, and Trample. Oh, they survived at 20. Oh, that's not what I was hoping was going to happen. Well, that's not great. That does kind of mess everything up. That being the case, play this Leonin Light Scribe. Play this Waves of Aggression. I love this card. It's like $20 now. It needs to be reprinted so badly. Well, now we're in a spot where we could potentially leave both of them alive, and I don't love what that means, but go to combat. This into Asgard, and I guess these on the ground. We'll leave a token back just so we have a blocker for Orin Viper. Opponent will block with the 1/1. Yep. Opponent goes down to commander damage. 5 color is going to survive, though. They got a turn. They've got a turn. We're probably going to have to discard a whole bunch here. Yeah, 4 cards coming back. What are we getting rid of? Discard, land tax, Blasphemous Act seems redundant with the Doomscar. 1 to go. Bandage is the worst of all the cantrips. Asgard said he had a counterspell in hand and tapped wrong. Whoops. Them's the breaks. Opponent's gonna distribute some +1/+1 counters. We actually don't have anything for that. X is the amount of snow mana you spent. These will get bigger. That's a 5/7. Smothering Tithe will trigger. Tap the staff. Get Rime Transfusion. Uh-oh. 7/5. 7/8. Can't block it. Can't block it. Yep. Here it comes. Cut us in half again. 15 down to 8. They draw a card. And they scoop right there. Yeah, we just attack them. So we had to fight a little bit more in this game than we did in the other one. If I do end up showing both of these games. But, yeah, Feather is really good now. The new cards, Burgi, Stormkiln Artist, Goldspan Dragon, they make so much mana. In addition to Smothering Tithe, which has been around for a little bit. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. I wasn't impressed with the Cloud Key. We can definitely switch that out for something else that probably needs to be in this deck a lot more. The card that I'm thinking about actually is like Past in Flames. This Psychotic Fury, I think you can live without also. I think I'm on Firebrand Archer. It's just so good. I'm not a huge fan of the heroic creatures with Feather just because certain things you like to target and certain things you don't, so it kind of just depends. But I'd love to get a Balefire Liege back into the deck, but it probably just doesn't need it with the amount of other things that it can do. Sword of the Animist is one that we should look at, though. Although I guess Dowsing Dagger does the same thing pretty well. Probably need, like, one more piece of artifact spot removal in the deck. We have a Heliod's Intervention. We do not. Oh, there's just no room. There's no room when you add all the cantrips. I mean, maybe we don't really need a fighter class. We have a Steel Shaper's Gift and a Stoneforge Mystic. We can probably drop the fighter class. Believe it or not, I do not even have a Sunforger in this deck. Maybe, oh, that might be one to bring back now that the mana's pretty good. So, one thing I'll talk about right here, I've been slowly trying to play through every Boros commander, and I've been making mental notes about where I'm going to rank all of them on the power tier ranking scale. And based on what I've seen over the last 2 games, I think Feather goes from a B tier commander up to an A tier. It really does some good things now. So with that, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon, link below.